Where was that panic when you abandoned me for the last 18 years?
Oh, well, stop. Just don't. I know you need your space. I want you to go far away.
Oh, just cut it, Kenneth. You're not the victim here. Oh, what? You expect me to give you a round of applause for showing up after 18 years? Oh, well, here you go.
Hey! Will you stop it already? Stop it!
This has nothing to do with you, so stay out of it.
I'm not letting you tear him apart like this. If you were not raised with any manners, then take your stinking, dirty, toxic energy out of this house.
Listen, flower boy, you don't scare me.
Up!
She hated her father until she learned the truth. Will she ever forgive him? Kindly subscribe to this channel to catch more of our latest emotional and inspiring stories. The movie opens with Rose sitting stubbornly inside a car while her mother and stepfather try to convince her to come out. She refuses. Eventually, her stepfather carries her inside, all while a neighbor named Daniel watches the scene unfold. Later that day, Rose is dropped off to spend time with her biological father. But she completely ignores him, despite his kind attempts to connect. Hurt and disappointed, he watches her walk away. The next morning, Rose's father knocks gently on her door, inviting her to join him for breakfast. She ignores him again. Worried, he calls his ex-wife, Rose's mother, asking her to speak with Rose and convince her to eat. She agrees. Later, as Rose walks to the kitchen, she accidentally bumps into Daniel. He spills flour on her, ruining her clothes. Rose is furious, but Daniel, unapologetic, is more upset about his wasted flour. Their exchange ends with both feeling displeased. That evening, Rose speaks with her mother on the phone. Her mother pleads with her to give her father a chance, but Rose bitterly recalls how he abandoned her as a child. She insists he doesn't deserve to be called her father. Though her mother tries to explain, Rose remains unmoved. In the living room, Daniel watches TV when Rose's father approaches, asking if Rose has eaten. Daniel tells him no, and guesses that Rose is simply acting unkind. Rose's father explains that her behavior stems from deep pain and unresolved anger. After a heartfelt talk, he walks away, even more worried. The next day, an argument breaks out. Rose lashes out at her father for invading her space. He explains he was just concerned about her, but she yells at him for leaving her when she needed him most.
Oh, just cut it, Kenneth! You're not the victim here! Oh, what? You expect me to give you a round of applause for showing up after 18 years? Oh, well, here you go.
Daniel overhears and steps in, scolding her for speaking so rudely to her father. The argument escalates until Rose's father steps in, silencing both and sending Rose to her room. Later, Rose's father speaks privately with Daniel, who says he can't stand seeing her disrespect her father. The father pleads with him to be kind and patient with her, no matter her attitude. That same day, Rose's father visits the hospital. His doctor advises him to be admitted immediately for proper treatment, but he insists on spending more time with his daughter, time he lost after years of absence. Feeling guilty and determined, he walks out of the hospital. Meanwhile, Rose is in her room relaxing on her phone when there's a knock. It's Daniel. Though she tells him off and demands he leave, he kindly tells her he made lunch and walks away. Later, Rose comes to the dining table and finds Daniel already eating. She tries the food and quickly realizes it's far too salty. Daniel, who clearly did it on purpose, bursts into laughter. Frustrated, Rose storms off. The next day, Rose is once again on the phone with her mother, insisting she wants to leave. Her father walks in quietly and begins cleaning her room, saying nothing. That same day, Rose's father confronts Daniel about the salty food prank. Daniel brushes it off as a joke, but the father reminds him gently to be more thoughtful. He opens up to Daniel about his failing health, revealing he only has a few weeks left to live. Despite all his efforts, he fears he may never win back his daughter's heart. The next day, Daniel approaches Rose and sincerely apologizes for his behavior. Though still upset, Rose listens. Daniel promises to make it up to her with a proper meal, this time for real. She considers his offer. Will Rose finally forgive her father before it's too late? Later that day, just as Rose was about to go for a walk, Daniel offered to accompany her. Her father also insisted that Daniel join her. Daniel began speaking kindly about her father, which triggered Rose's anger. But Daniel gently pleaded with her to consider giving her father a second chance, reminding her that he has no one else but her.
Hey, you may or may not know about our story, but don't be so quick to judge, okay?
Mr. K is a nice man. As a matter of fact, one of the nicest men I've ever met.
Rose took his words to heart and began to reflect on them. During the walk, they shared a peaceful moment. Daniel tried his best to help Rose understand the importance of spending time with her father. However, Rose still refused. Frustrated, Daniel raised his voice, asking why she was being so hard on a man who was clearly trying to make amends. He pleaded one more time, but she walked away without responding. The next morning, Rose's father met Daniel with a cheerful smile, excited that Rose had finally greeted him and asked to go to the beach together. Overjoyed, her father insisted Daniel come along with them. A few days later, they were preparing for the beach outing. Rose insisted that Daniel join them. Meanwhile, as her father was getting dressed in his room, he suddenly collapsed in pain due to his illness. Struggling, he managed to take his medication to ease the pain. Later that day, they returned from the beach cheerful and full of laughter. Her father went inside to rest. Rose, however, quietly pulled Daniel aside, expressing concern that her father didn't look well. Daniel, avoiding the truth, reassured her that her father was fine. In the following days, Rose and her father spent meaningful time together, laughing, playing games, and creating lasting memories. Her father felt deeply joyful, while Rose, for the first time, truly enjoyed his company. The man she once hated had now become her closest friend. Even though his illness silently grew worse, he was determined to make the most of the little time he had left with his beloved daughter. That night, Rose's father showed her a collection of old photos of her as a child, recalling sweet memories. He finally opened up about his past, confessing that he had been an addict and, out of fear of harming her mother, chose to walk away. He said he left because he didn't trust himself and wanted to protect them both. It was a deeply emotional moment for Rose, who was moved to tears and hugged her father tightly. The next day, Rose and Daniel spent time bonding and getting to know each other better. Her father soon arrived, asking to speak with her privately. As she stepped away to answer a phone call, Daniel expressed concern to her father about his pale eyes. Rose's father brushed it off as nothing serious. Daniel asked if he had told Rose about his condition, to which the father replied that he intended to. Later that day, Rose found her father lying in bed, visibly unwell. Worried, she urged him to go to the hospital. He told her he needed to tell her something about his illness. But before he could finish, he started coughing violently. Rose rushed to the kitchen to get him some water, but when she returned, she found him collapsed on the floor, lifeless. Crying, she screamed for Daniel. Moments later, Rose and Daniel sat in shock. Her mother and stepfather arrived and revealed the heartbreaking truth. Her father had known all along that he had only a short time left to live. That's why he asked to spend his final days with Rose. Overcome with emotion, Rose ran outside in tears. Daniel followed and tried to comfort her as she broke down completely. The next day, Rose was at the hospital, devastated and full of guilt for not realizing her father's pain earlier. She sat beside his bed, crying and praying for him to recover. Suddenly, he moved his thumb, barely, but enough to give her hope. She rushed to call the nurse. Days later, her father recovered, and Rose was overjoyed. They shared more beautiful moments together, laughing, talking, and finally healing. The father she once hated became the one she'll never forget. If you enjoyed this emotional story, kindly subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt movies like this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who needs this today.